Hello everybody, Mrs. Patterson here again. So today we're going to have a little bit of a DT lesson. I'm going to show you how to make a little wind catcher or a windsock. So this is one I've made before. As you can see, it's just paper. So for this one I used some pretty paper and some pretty ribbons. But it doesn't matter if you don't have pretty paper or pretty ribbons, because we are just going to use 2 pieces of plain paper for this one. Okay, so what you will need 2 pieces of plain paper. I've got my 2 pieces of plain paper ready. 2 pieces of plain paper. You will need some tape or some glue, whichever you prefer. I'm going to use tape because it'll be a bit quicker. So you need tape or glue, and you need some scissors. Now remember, when we use scissors, we need to have an adult with us, or you can ask the adult to do the cutting for you, but you need to have an adult with you when you're using scissors, so please be very careful with that bit. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we are going to take our 2 pieces of plain paper. Now on one piece of the plain paper you are going to do lots of lines. Can you see that? So I've done lines there about the width of my finger apart. It doesn't really matter, but you want them about quite thin. So thin lines, draw all the way down your paper, lots of thin lines. And then we're going to use our scissors. And we're going to cut all the paper into thin little strips like this. Okay, so one piece of paper cut into lots of little strips. And then the other piece of paper, so remember an adult needs to be watching you when you're using the scissors, or you need to ask the adult to do this bit for you, because we don't want anybody to hurt themselves. Okay, so we're going to cut the paper into lots of strips, and with the other bit of plain paper, you are going to decorate it however you like. Just make it look as beautiful as you want. So for mine, I have done the seasons on mine. I don't know if you can see, but I've done spring and summer and autumn and winter, and I have drawn some pictures of the things that make me think of these seasons. So this is going to be my main part of my wind catcher. But you can draw whatever you want, whatever you like, whichever designs. Okay, so I'm going to turn my screen a little bit now so that you can see what I'm doing. So get your paper decorated and get your other bit of paper cut into strips, and then you'll be ready to put this together. Okay, I'm just going to turn this around a bit, point it down so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is my decorated paper. I'm going to put this on my table. I'm going to put it face down so that I've got the blank side. Okay, so the decorated side is going down on the table, and I'm going to get my little strips and I'm going to line them up along the bottom, and then I'm going to use my tape to stick them on. So there's one stuck on, get another one. So you line them up, all your strips of paper all the way across, and stick them all on nice and firmly all the way across. Okay, and there's another one. So I'm going to keep sticking these all the way across my bit of paper so that it will look like this. So I've got my pretty decorated paper and I've got the strips all attached to the bottom like that. And then we need one strip that's going to be the handle. So I'm going to stick this strip at the top of my decorated piece of paper. So I've got my piece of paper here, I've got these strips at the bottom, and I'm going to stick this one at the top of my piece of paper. So just one side for the moment. I'm going to stick that one down, and then I am going to roll up my paper so that the 2 outside edges are touching, and roll up my paper and match it at the end. You might need a grown-up to help you with this bit because it's a bit fiddly. And now you can see my design. And then I'm going to stick together. I'm going to use a few bits of tape. So I'm going to stick this together. I'm going to stick it together here. I'm going to stick another bit in the middle so that it's all stuck together. Yours will have more paper coming off the bottom than mine. And then this is the other fiddly bit. You just need to tuck the other end of the handle in and tape it on the inside. So you might need your grown-up to help you with this bit as well. Just tape it on the inside here. Okay, and then, and yours will have more bits of paper across the bottom. So then you should have a lovely wind catcher with your own pretty pattern on, handle at the top and the strings coming off the bottom. And then you can take your wind catcher and you can take it in the garden and hang it off a tree, or you can just open your window a little bit and hang it by your window, and you can watch how the wind moves it. Okay, if you like, you could use ribbons like I did instead of the paper at the bottom, or you could use bits of string and tie around leaves, or you could tie around pine cones and make it look even more lovely. Okay, thank you everyone, see you